My dad died when me 18 meters and my siblings 16 and 15 meters were 5, 3 and 2. Our mom married a widowed guy with 4 kids a year later. When they got married, they decided to hyphenate all our names to be Dad's last name. Not all of us were on board with the idea. Me and 3 of my step-siblings were against it, but the decision wasn't given to us. My siblings were adopted by our stepfather a couple of years later, and I refused to be adopted but had a say this time. Mom adopted one of my step-siblings, while the others wanted nothing to do with it and always hated Mom for marrying their dad. The hyphenated last name was always a source of tension between me and Mom, me and my stepfather. In social settings, I always dropped my stepfather's name, and on informal things I do opt DLN Dad's last name. It hurt my stepfather's feelings, which angered my mom. My stepfather told me often enough that it really hurt his feelings to be rejected by me. He said he loved all of us as his kids, and he did unsee why I could unrespect his part in my name when he respected my dad's part in it. I told him I never wanted to change my name to begin with, and it was forced on me when I already knew what my name was. My mom never liked me bringing that up. She said kids don't get a say in adult decisions, and kids don't know what's best for them. She told me I had a second dad who loved me and my siblings, and I had rejected him enough. At times she admitted the hate she got from 3 of his kids made her more angry at me for being difficult, even though I never hated my stepfather. But she saw it as disrespectful and intentional cruelty that I dropped his name whenever it was possible and refused to embrace having both. One time she sat me down and asked me what my stepfather meant to me. I said he's her husband and he's an okay guy, but he'll never be my dad, and I don't think he would ever be okay with, based on his reaction to the name. I told her I wasn't trying to hurt anybody either, but they didn't care about my feelings when they changed my name in the first place. She told me so I do unlove and appreciate him being the dad who stepped into our family and gave us extra stability. I told her I didn't love him for it, but I could respect that my siblings and her loved him. And he was good to them and to me in a way, but also not really about putting me first either. She asked what made me say that, and I said, because he did what he wanted, read my name. They both did. It was unabout me or how I'd feel, and I said if it had been about me, they would have waited to see if I ever wanted to add his last name. I told her all the times he told me I hurt his feelings by not using both names. It pushed me away, because he expected me to stop doing it for him, but would unaccept it when I told him mine. It remained a source of tension, and Mom took it out on me a little more. Never with physical abuse or anything BTW when 3 of my step-siblings moved out and told her they wished she would drop dead and they would shit on her. Crave for thinking she would ever be their mom. She was just extra mad at me for not using the name after, and was grumpier with me about that. I told them after I turned 18 that I was going to change my last name to drop his name. They didn't believe me until after it was done, and it's been months now. My stepfather said he never felt as disrespected in his life. Mom said she was never ashamed of any of her kids, like she's ashamed of me now for doing the childish thing. She asked what sort of man did UN learn to appreciate and love the man who raised him and stood by him when he hurt his feelings over and over again. I'm happy to have my name back the way I always wanted it, the way it should have always been. I don't feel guilty about it either. I think my mom has an even bigger problem that I don't. She even commented once that it is clear I do uneven feel a shred of guilt for giving my stepfather the middle finger, AITA for changing my name. AITA for not feeling guilt.